ल्याउन मिल्दो रहेछ ती अप्सन हुँदो रहेछ। Hello, I am Aryan Pokharel from batch 28'B Software College, and as part of my final assignment for the second semester of first year, I was given the task to create a login system by my module leader, my lecturer, Mr. Syam Sundar Khatioda sir. And taking that in mind, I had created a login system along with including ideas of database, object-oriented programming, and also with the help of a module named Pygame, I had created a Pong game as my assignment, and I had merged the concepts of login, login system, those crude operations like creating a record, retrieving a record, deleting a record, updating a record, etc. With the help of my SQL database, and I had uh, merged the Pong game with this assignment. And now let me just quickly walk through the assignment. Now I'll be clicking this run login page animation button, which will run this application. Now I have been presented with the welcome page of my Pong game. This is the home page, and from here, any user will be asked to fill out the username as well as password if they are a registered user, and if these credentials match, then they'll be allowed to play the game. But in the case that the user has, or let's say the user is a new user and he doesn't have a registered account in the database, then he needs to click this create an account label. And for this video purpose, I'll be assuming that I have no pre-registered account, and I'll be creating a new account with the help of this create an account label. Now what happens when we click that create an account label is that a new register page or a sign up page will be presented to us, and in this page we'll be asked to fill out the full name of the user, and the user the user will be allowed to set any username for them, but they need to remember this username, as well as they'll be allowed to set a password, and they need to remember this username and password in the future in order to log in into the system. Now for this video, I'll be providing the name as Hari Krishna. Then as username, I'll be giving Hari @ Krishna. Now for password, I'll give it a simple password 12345. Now as soon as I click this submit button, these credentials will be submitted to the MySQL database, and a new record will be created, or a new user will be added to the system, that is with the full name Hari Krishna and username Hari @Krishna and the password 12345. And the most important thing here is the password and the username are both case sensitive, so the user need to be careful. Now let me submit this. Now we have successfully registered a new user named Hari Krishna. Now let us use those same credentials to log into the system and play the Pong game. Now the username that we just supplied was Hari @Krishna. Then the password that we supplied was 12345. Now we have now we can press this login button to submit this these credentials, and these credentials will be matched with the records in our database, and in case if these credentials match, then we'll be allowed access into the system. Or in case if we misspell our username or password or anything, then the credentials will not match and will not be allowed access into the system. However, let us assume that I mistyped a lot of things in the username as well as in the password. Now it would be a tedious task to manually select everywhere and erase those errors and all. So to ease that process, I have created this reset button, with the help of which we can clear both the entries of username and password with a single click like this. Now let me again fill this form out. Hari@Krishna. Then the password was 12345. Now let me log in. Now here I have been presented with a message box saying, "Whoa, you have logged in." That means the user that we just added has been successfully added into the system, and with the help of those credentials we have been able to log in into the system. Now the main part of the program starts. That is, the game will be able to play the game. Here this is a Pong game which will be played with the help of the up and down arrow keys, and as we can see, the player name has been displayed along with the high score being 0. The high score was 0 because this is the first time we are playing this game, and any new user registered into the system will have their high score set 0, but the score in green color shows the present score. We need to While playing this game, we are supposed to not let the ball strike the walls, these red walls, and with every strike of the bat with the ball, that is, every time the player strikes the ball, the speed of the ball or the velocity of the ball increases. And the interesting thing about this game is that the opponent, that is the computer, bat will be always aligned to the y-axis of the ball. That is, it is practically impossible to beat the computer in this game because the y-axis of the ball as well as the y-axis of the computer's pedal is always at the same position. Now, as we can see, since I was out, since I couldn't tackle the ball and I became out, the high score was 13, and the present score is again set to 0, but it will increase as soon as we play. Now let me be out again. Okay. Now our high score was 13. Now let's evaluate it in the MySQL. Our player was Hari Krishna. His password was 12345. His full name was Hari Krishna, and the high score was 13. Now let me show you another important functionality of this program. That is a small feature. Let me again re-log in with that same account, and the password is 12345. Now in this now since in this scenario Hari Krishna is already a registered player, his score in the last game was 13, and that same score has been displayed as 13 here. That means the program uses the SQL database to get the high score, and in case if we beat that high score, let's say I get the score as 14 in this match, then the new high score will be set as 14 in the database, and next time that we log in, we'll be presented with that new fresh high score. Let's check that here. And to make this screen a bit attractive, I have used icon of a ball as the ball instead of a yellow dot. Now I have crossed the high score limit. Now the new high score will be whatever score that I'll be able to do. Okay, now the score was 17, isn't it? Now let's check it. Let's go to the MySQL data table. Now let's notice the score of Hari Krishna. It will be changed to 17. To yes, 17, and that's how the program operates. This is the login page. This is the register page that will be triggered when a new user is to be added. This is a user model, this is the testing file, and this is the main file for database connection. Thank you.